Welcome back, guys. Another Matchday Mars analysis video here. Today it was Crawley versus Oldham, so I'm doing this on all Oldham away trips. So check out for this every week or 2 weeks or whatever when the game's on. But looking at the game today, I think we should have won the game. The first one, it come into the box, got headed on, tried to clear it, and it got off, I think it was
Leek's head,
and went into the box, and he volleyed it into the left-hand corner. So yeah, it was hard one to, for Hudson to save. It was restricted view. You can see on your screen now. It's pretty much impossible for Hudson to save that. But yeah, I think overall, it was a good away day. I was talking to some Crawley fans for the match. They were really nice, to be fair. They were all talking about, they've lost the last few games, so they'd be looking happy with a point. Some people said 2-1 Crawley. But why wouldn't you say 2-1 Crawley if you're a Crawley fan? Because I probably said 3-1 Oldham at the start of the game. Happy with 2-2. Crawley hit the bar here. Hudson didn't come out to the ball. I think there's a bit of a mix-up, with the defender, and they're talking, a bit of miscommunication. But I think, looking at today, I think Hugh Mellon's definitely, been working and training with the players, and I think it's definitely worked. I thought they played really well today. Mellon picked out this screen, pulled it right into the right-hand corner, and it was a sensational goal again. It was a bit like, the Josh Hawks one, which is on your screen now, from, I think it was a Northampton fixture, if I'm right. Yeah, so nicely curled into that right-hand corner again. So we've definitely been practicing, that on the training ground. Looking at the other goal, Stevens managed to find space, and he pasted it into the top corner. Another great finish. It was really unstoppable for the goalie. It's top corner, hard to reach, come out of nowhere really. And when he scored that, to be honest, as you can see on the video, I went a bit mad and went under barrier and just celebrated with the players there, as you can see on the video. But overall, I thought first half, we was poor. I thought we didn't really look like, like we should do. Like, we weren't passing it properly. We was making silly mistakes in defence. But second half, we come back and we made, we had Luke Hannett go off, I think it's first half. So it looked to me like he's out all season for that, as you can see with the tackle on air. It's quite a difficult one, because Hudson had to go for that. It was either Hudson went for it or a goal. So it was just a bit unlucky that Hannett got caught up in that. But it did look a season-long one, that one, to be fair. But we'll have to adapt to that again. And possibly, if he's not back, by January, we'll have to bring in some temporary cover at January and possibly try, and strengthen that side even more. And then we can go up the league more. Because today, I think we've gone up one more position. Even if we got the 3 points, we couldn't have gone up any more. So yeah, 2-2. They scored in the 82nd minute, I think it was, Crawley. And they got on the break, got us for pace again. A bit like what Salford did, to be honest. They just took us for pace down that wing. And I think that's what we're struggling at the moment. We was getting all the shots on target was pretty much going in the back of the net, because we had one in off Pet here that's gone in, but apparently I think it was offside as far as I know, or found the goal. To me, it looked like it was the offside flag was up, but I weren't sure with that. But anyway, it didn't count, and the full-time score was 2-2. I think I can't remember the actual figure, but I think we had something. We had over 360 60 fans there, I think. That's how many the club had said we'd sold. We sold 365, something like that, the day before. So we had over that there. So that's a really good spot, you know. And I went the coach today, so it took about, I think it took about 5 hours down there, maybe slightly less than that. We did stop off on the way there. So that was quite nice. You know, it was a lot better because the Crawley stand had, you know, a roof. So the atmosphere is always going to be better because it's echoing back at you. You know, unlike Accrington, we didn't really have atmosphere there because, you know, it was all open. It was hammering it down. It was miserable that day. It was fairly cold today. You know, that you get used to that being an Oldham fan, having to sit at Boundary Park and it's like -10 and snowing most weeks, or hammering it down. You know, if you look at all the chances both teams have had today, I think, you know, we deserve to win. But, you know, they did have a couple of chances. Crawley, they hit the bar, they hit, tried lobbing it a few times. Got really close to scoring that, you know, decisive goal. Hudson had come out for it, you know, he's took it round him already, but it'd already come out, so it's not Hudson's fault or any of the defender's fault. It was just caught us out of, you know, shot with the pace like they did at Salford. Definitely something we need to look at in the transfer window. Someone with a bit of pace, you know, that can track back. As well, if you'd like this video, stick a like. Don't forget to put that subscribe. And one of these, I've got my Grimsby ticket, so that'd be great. Travelling down there, and if you got any suggestions, put them in the comments, and I'll work to try and get back to you as soon as I can, and I'll try and put them into my videos in the future.